Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. It's time for the next big contest here, and next collaboration between myself and USA Gundam Store. We're bringing you guys the Battlogue contest. Now, this one contest, let me just back up a little bit and explain about why we chose this theme for this contest for you guys, and then I'll get into all the rules and how to enter and the prize and all that stuff. So I'll have timestamps down below so you guys will be able to skip around the video if you're interested, or if you need to come back to the video to check some rules again later or something like that, check that out. But I wanted to do a contest just with Gunpla kits because we haven't done them in a while, and I've done like a couple other different type of contests, but I know a lot of people have been asking me to do like a Gunpla contest. The problem is, as you guys are probably very well aware, these days Gunpla's not easy to get a lot of. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably have loads of Gunpla in your backlog, and that's probably not a problem. But if you're wanting to join the contest and you like want to get a new kit for the contest, the kits are just like kind of a little bit scarce these days. You know, there's not a whole lot of stuff being available for everybody. So we thought, well, what's something that is actually widely available? And it's the new HG Battlogue kits. Pretty much every store, we have a lot of them, and pretty much any store you can get them at, like Target or whatever Gunpla store is your source for where you buy kits. You can probably find Battlogue kits there, because that's one thing that Bandai has put out a ton of in recent history. So there should be Battlogue kits available for you guys wherever you are. That was the main reasons why we chose Battlogue for the theme for this contest. We wanted to do Gunpla. Battlogue kits are widely available, so hopefully as many of you guys as would like to enter should be able to enter. What we thought would be fun for this contest was just basically taking the Battlogue kits, which are, a lot of them are basically just recolored, and like about half of the kits or something like that are just recolors of other kits, or you know, they're retooled kits where they change the color scheme and maybe adds a few other different parts or something like that. That's been the thing that they've done for a lot of the build fighters and build divers, and now with these Battlogue kits, you know, kind of what they do is take a kit and just change the color scheme a little bit, add some new parts here and there. And that's what we wanted to do with these. We want you guys to take one of the HG Battlogue kits and reimagine it by changing up the color scheme and maybe giving it like a new weapon or something like that. So say, for example, you wanted to take the Blazing Gundam, which is like a martial arts Gundam, but you wanted to turn it into like a tanky, like a ground Gundam kind of style. So you give it like an earth tones color scheme, and then instead of like melee style weapons, you give it like a sniper rifle or a 180mm cannon or something like that, something along those lines. But we are gonna put limitations on you guys. Now, when it comes to limitations about how much you can 3D print or scratch build or modify the kits and things like that, my thoughts is always to let you guys do whatever you want, because I think that's more fun for the people who, you know, who do want to do this and this and this, but then there's other people who maybe only want to do this. But at the same time, I think placing limitations on you guys, while it may inhibit some people from doing what they really wanted to do with the kit, I think what it does is gives everyone the same framework to work within, and then it comes down to your guys' creativity within that framework. So I'll try to be as clear as I can for you guys in explaining what you can and can't do in this contest, and that should help you guys see exactly where your limitations are and where you'll be able to work in if you do want to enter. So you cannot kit bash different kits, any kind of kit bashing, even if it's kit bashing different Battlogue kits. So say you have like the Blazing Gundam and then the Command Quanta, and you want to mix and match parts between those. We're not going to want you to do that, because we want it to still, with your final entry, like if you're working on a Blazing Gundam, we want it to still look like a Blazing Gundam, but maybe you just change the color scheme. Like I said, maybe you just change the weapon, and that's all. So you can kit bash weapons only. So like if you wanted to change a sword for a gun from a different kit or something like that, that's the extent of kit bashing that you guys can do with these. So that also means not using any option parts, whether it be Bandai option parts, Kotobukiya option parts, 3D printed parts, metal photo-etch detail parts. Also no pla-plate, even if you're using pla-plate for like adding details or extensions onto like extending the limbs or something like that using pla-plate, scratch building new things out of pla-plate. None of that this time. You are able to scribe, so if you want to scribe on the kit, especially because the whole point of this is we want you guys to work on the color scheme. So a lot of times, you know, scribing will give you guys the opportunity to add more colors to a kit by adding panels. So if it's like one piece of armor and you want to scribe a line through that to separate it so that you can then paint it as two different colors, sort of like RG style, giving it more detail and definition. That way you can do that, so you can scribe, but otherwise adding anything else to the kit other than just a different weapon is not going to be allowed this time. So again, guys, I know that does put a big limitation on you guys, and I know you guys like to kit bash and do all that sort of stuff, and that's very fun, but again, what we want you guys to do this time is just focus on the kit and focus on creating a cool new color scheme, a cool new like reimagining of that Gundam, not creating something completely different. So obviously the two main things that we're going to be looking for in this are just, as always, going to be your creativity overall. Do you have a good idea, or are you effectively able to turn that idea into reality, as in like your painting and everything, did the idea actually come through, and does it all work out exactly how you envisioned it, or like in a good way? So the first and most important thing is just going to be your creativity within the guidelines that I explained for you guys. The second thing is just going to be the painting, which kind of works into their creativity, but the painting is more like the technical side of it. How good is your painting overall? Like not only just like the colors that you use, your color choices, that's kind of more on the side of creativity, but like the paint application, how you apply the paint, is everything smooth, there's not any rough spots or any pooling of paint. And then under that is of course just going to be your basic building, so you know, any visible nub marks, seam lines, things like that. Also of course got to pay attention to mold lines and sinks in the plastic as well, because it's mostly a painting contest. You know, we're really going to be looking at it closely to make sure your painting is really good, and if you haven't done the proper cleanup work on the plastic underneath the paint, then that's going to show through the paint, and then that's going to make, you know, it kind of starts off there. If the plastic's not good, then the paint's not going to be good, and then the creativity, you know, like I said, turning your vision into a reality is not going to be good, because your reality that you're ending up with is something that's flawed because you didn't, you know, take care of step one down there, which is the basic building. So that's what we're looking for this contest. If you want to make some sort of diorama or a vignette for the kit, you can do that. And basically all of the rules that I said about using 3D printing and pla-plate and all that stuff, that all goes out of the window for the diorama itself. It's just for the Gundam. For the Gundam, you have to keep it just the main Gundam kit. For the diorama, you can scratch build whatever you want for the diorama, because, you know, that might be necessary. There's not necessarily everything that you need available. You know, scratch building for the diorama is fine. So if you want to build like a scene, you can't use more than one Gundam, so it should just be just the one main mobile suit. But if you want to make like a little city street scene or something, and then like have a Gundam just like standing there on top of it, that's totally okay. But just keep in mind, as always, if you do choose to make any sort of diorama, that can either help or harm you. So like if your kit is really good but your diorama's just kind of meh, then your whole score is all going to be brought down by that. So, you know, do a diorama or a vignette or something like that, do it at your own risk. It's totally not necessary at all for the contest. Just because you make one doesn't mean you're going to get bonus points for that. We're still going to be considering your whole piece as a whole, and the focus is going to be on the Gundam. But if you do choose to do a diorama and it is really well done and really adds to the piece as a whole, like really helps to set the Gundam in a scene and just like overall makes for a better quality model as a whole, then obviously that is going to be a big advantage for you. So, you know, take that into mind. But, you know, we've had plenty of times before where dioramas were allowed and we had a lot of diorama entries, but some of the winning kits were not dioramas. So, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have a better chance of winning if you do one or if you don't do one. But hopefully that should be all clear for you guys. Of course, if you do have any other questions about what's allowed and what's not allowed, please get in touch with me and let me know. You can send a message to me or send an email or whatever you need to do to get in touch and clarify with me. If you're wondering if you have an idea and you're not sure if it's going to be allowed or not, just let me know. I'll answer that for you. So to help me with the judging, of course, is not going to be just me. Adam, the store owner of USA Gundam Store, is going to be helping as well. And then we've got 3 guest judges here this time. So one of them is going to be Ryan Lau. You guys should know him because he's won a couple of contests for me in the past, so he's kind of a contest MVP here on my channel. He does fantastic work, and this time, rather than joining in the contest, I invited him to be on as one of the judges. So if you guys are not familiar with his work, of course you can check it out. I'll have a link to one of his pages down below, and then from there you can find he's on other different social media platforms and everything. Our second guest judge is going to be Geo, aka Geo Builds. You guys may know him on Instagram. I think is the primary place where he shares a lot of his work, so you can follow him there. Again, I'll have the link down below. He does a lot of great work, and he's a member of the USA Gundam Store team as well. So if you guys are not familiar, you can check out his work down below. He does a lot of great painting work as well, so he'll be a really good judge to help us to judge your guys' painting work. And the third and final judge I'm just waiting on confirmation for
is Moki Plamo. As I am editing the video, I just received confirmation that he will be joining our team of judges. He does a lot of excellent custom work with HG kits, making him a great addition for this contest. Check out his Instagram.
Oh, hi guys, Editing Zaku coming back here to remind y'all that if you haven't seen my video about the Diversify Your Hobby 2022 bingo card that I put out, you can check that out as well. I'll put a link down in the video description below. Just a way for you guys to try out some new things this year if you're interested in just kind of challenging yourself a little bit in 2022. Check out the bingo card. Now back to the video. Anyway, let's talk about the prizes. So aside from just winning the contest and even just participating in the contest, which should be the main thing, you guys should just want to participate just for the fun of entering in the contest, and then winning is also nice, of course. And so what do you have to win in this contest if you do place? So we're gonna have 3 winners, first, second, and third. And a lot of the more recent contests, what we've been doing is having like the 3 top prizes or 2 or 4 top prizes, whatever it is, all be of kind of equal value. And then whoever the winners are, they can basically choose. So like first place gets to choose first, second place gets to choose second, third place gets to choose third. But we're doing it a little bit different, kind of more traditional this time, whereas like first place will get the highest value prize, which is going to be $125 store credits to USA Gundam Store. Second place will get $100, third place will get $75 of store credits. So we're doing store credit this time because we want you guys to be able to choose. Again, Gunpla, there's not a lot of it available these days. There's a lot of other stuff, so if you're interested in picking up like a Kotobuki kit or something like that for yourself, or you just want to get a bunch of paints and supplies and things like that, we got that for you guys. So we're doing store credit this time just so that you guys can choose what you want. You have more options available to you as far as what you want to get with the prize money that you get if you do happen to win. So those are the prizes for this time. If we have any more prizes added to the prize pool, I'll let you guys know. That's all I have at the moment, but we might get something more, and in that case, I'll let y'all know. But how to enter, if you guys have entered any of my previous contests before, you should have an idea about how to do this, how it works. It's pretty simple. Basically, I need an email from you guys letting me know that you're entering and showing me what kit you plan on entering. Now, in the email, I need you guys to send that to ZakuAureliusOfficial@gmail.com. That's the email address. For the title of your email, for your contest entry, you need to be titled Battlogue Contest. That's all you need for the title, is Battlogue Contest. And then in the contents of the email, really don't even need any text, I just need a photo. That's the main thing. And the photo needs to show your kit that you're planning on using. It needs to be not painted or anything at all. So it can be already built up, that's fine. If you've already just snap built it up, that's not a big deal. Either that, or if it needs to be new. Now, one thing I need you guys to understand for this contest entry is don't send me a picture of just the box, because I could have already built and painted up a whole kit and I still have the box and I could show the box. The point is we want you guys to start a new project for this, so I need to see the actual kit, whether it's like the runners and unbuilt, or the kit that's already snap built. Sorry. And in the photo of showing the kit, I also need just a little piece of paper. Should just be a little piece of paper, or a lot of what people do will just write on like the inside of the box. I just need something handwritten with your name, the date, and the country where you're entering from. So just let me know those 3 bits of information. That's all I need from you guys. A photo showing the actual kit that you're planning on entering in the contest, and those 3 bits of information written somewhere in the photo, handwritten. Email that to me and you're good. You should get a reply from me within the next few days or so. Give me like up to a week max. If you don't hear from me over a week, then poke me, send me a message or something somewhere. But I'll try my best to stay on top of things and get replies out to you guys just to let you know, hey, I got it, you're entered, you're all good. And then the deadline for the contest is going to be April 22nd. So it gives you guys about 2 months, actually a little bit over 2 months for that. So you should have plenty of time to really take your time on the project. Really don't want you guys to just whip up something really fast. You should take your time on it and really try to make it as good as you can. That'll be great. Once you're finished with your project and you have your photos taken, you just submit 10 photos to me. So it should be 10 photos showing the front, back, side. There should be some full shots and there should be some close-up shots. I'm going to put some examples up here on the screen of what to do and what not to do. Here's a couple of things that I see a lot of people doing. Number 1, lighting. Make sure the kit is well lit. We need to be actually be able to see it. Don't use any flash. That's not going to be good either. Flash just makes it hard to see. Make sure your cropping is good too. A lot of people will send me these photos where it's like this huge photo and the Gunpla is like this big in it. That doesn't really help me at all either. So, you know, just try to pay attention to how you're doing your photos. If you put a lot of work into a kit and then you send me subpar photos, you know, there's not a lot we can do with that when we're judging. We need to be able to see everything well. So the quality of your photos is important, so make sure you have at least some decent lighting. Again, as I always say, if you don't have good lighting inside, go outside, use the natural lighting. So that's why you should try to finish at least a few days before the deadline so that you can have a couple days, you know, if you need to work on your photos or whatever. That's also equally important. If you put a lot of work into it, you put a lot of detail work into your painting, you know, show that off. Make sure that we can see that in the photos, so that way we can really make sure that, at least as the judges, we can appreciate what you've put into your kit. And when doing that, again, just make sure that everything's in focus. So that's another thing that I see. A lot of people will try to take close-ups, but then like the background is in focus and the kit is in the foreground and it's out of focus. So, you know, just make sure you pay attention to that as well. So send your 10 photos, no more, no less. I need 10 photos from you guys. Do your best to send exactly 10, not 9, not 12, not 15. And also, very, very important, guys, please, in the past contests, you guys did really well on this, but just make sure you remember that you send the photos within the email itself, not a link to the photos on like a different page or anything like that, on like a blog or whatever, anything like that, anywhere where I have to go to a different page to download the photos or anything like that. Just this just makes it more work for me. So put the photos actually in the email. If you can't fit all 10 photos in a single email, that's fine. I've had people send like 2 photos at a time, so they had to send like 5 emails to send their 10 photos in total. That's totally fine. I would much rather do that than have to go to anything or download anything. It's just more work. It's a hassle. So I hope with that should basically about answer everything you guys need to know about the contest. If you have any questions, do feel free to let me know, either in the comments or by message, or just get in touch with me. Once you send your entry email, you don't need to wait for the response from me to start working on your kit. Once you send your entry email, it's fine. You can go ahead and start working. Then I should have it. It might take me a few days to actually reply to you, but at least I have it, and you know, you're entered. If there's, for whatever reason, some issue with something, we'll work it out. But you know, I've had that in the past too. People send their entry email and they are waiting to hear back before they start, so then they end up losing, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, whatever, because they were waiting for my reply. You don't need to do that. So anyway, I think that should be it, guys. Really looking forward to seeing all your guys' work. I love a good repaint on a kit, just change the color scheme. I think it's gonna be really cool to see what you guys come up with, so I'm very excited to see all your guys' entries. I hope all you guys out there will take this opportunity to just join in the contest with everyone, even if you don't win. Like I said, at least the point of it is just to kind of do something together, and then at the end of the contest we'll be able to take a look at everybody's work, and you know, we'll go through and see who ends up being the winners. But even if you don't win, like I said, it's still just fun to just participate in a big group event. So I think it'll be really cool to see all your guys' work. So until then, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.